In the Mouth of Madness, released August 10th, 1994, directed by the great John Carpenter, written by Michael DeLuca and starring Sam Neill, John Glover, Charlton Heston, and featuring Hayden Christensen in his film debut as a paperboy. So immediately, John Trent, Sam Neill, is thrown into an asylum. There's a humorous moment of him saying, "I'm not insane," and then, others saying, "Me neither, no, I'm not either, me neither." It's the kind of like off-brand humor you would expect from a John Carpenter movie, and it works. Dr. Wren, played by David Warner, who played the scientist in TMNT 2, Secret of the Ooze, he comes in, and a character played by John Glover asks him, is he one of them? Who's them? Well, we're going to find out. But first, we're going to get hell of a lot of backstory. Because it is story time. Trent is an insurance investigator who is tasked with looking into the disappearance of horror author Sutter Kane, a man so popular he outsells Stephen King. Trent is soon attacked by a guy with an asking, "Do you read Sutter Kane?" The dude has 2 pupils, like in each eye. It's very interesting. We later find out this guy is actually Kane's agent. So it's like, interesting. Trent starts having weird dreams. People in them are telling him, he sees you, and he won't let me out. So with Kane's editor, Julie Carmen, played by Linda Stiles, they go in search of the fictional town of Hobbs End, or at least the town's stand-in, whatever town up in New Hampshire that he is using as Hobbs End. But they find Hobbs End, like actual Hobbs End. The hotel, the lady who owns it, who chopped up her husband in one of the other novels, the church with black steeples, and more from the books are very real. Or are they? Kane is hiding in a church with kids, which is very creepy. And it turns out the book is the same title as the movie. And it's about the end of the world and people turning into monsters. Trent tries to leave the town but can't, and he is eventually chased by said monsters, but then all of a sudden appears in the middle of the road, in the middle of nowhere, where the paperboy, played by Hayden Christensen, shows up. It turns out Trent delivered the completed manuscript months ago, and the book is already published. The movie is even coming out in a few weeks. People reading it are acting weird, and Trent kills somebody with an axe, and we're back in the present. It turns out them John Glover's character was mentioning is an epidemic. There's an epidemic of paranoid schizophrenia. There are people just committing senseless acts of extreme violence. Nobody can explain why. But John Trent knows it's because of Sutter Kane's novel. But again, or is it? The asylum is attacked. Trent escapes to go see the movie. He is then watching himself on screen, watching parts of the movie that we just watched. So Sam Neill is amazing. Sam Neill knocks it out of the park. This is one of the best performances I've seen from him. I honestly wish he had stayed in the horror genre. John Carpenter's direction is top-notch, as is his score. The man is a master of horror for a reason. The special effects and the creature designs are pretty solid, while some of the monsters do look a little ridiculous. The costumes themselves are still great. The film blends fantasy versus reality very well. It makes you question what you are seeing. Is John Trent experiencing a novel come to life? Or is he crazy? Is there an epidemic of paranoid schizophrenia? Or is all of this in Trent's head? Questions raised by the film keep you guessing from start to finish. There's also great references of the works of H.P. Lovecraft, which add more intrigue to the story. This is a John Carpenter film that you don't really hear about too often. And honestly, this is criminally underrated. In the Mouth of Madness gets a solid A. Thank you for watching Fatman Inc Horror. Leave a like if you enjoyed and a comment to discuss your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to see more reviews of horror movies new and old. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.